Hello, welcome to your 30-minute Pilates mobility flow. So, for this session, we are going to be delving into more core control, deep core activation, deep core work, and obviously we're going to do some mobility alongside that as well, because a healthy hips makes a healthy core. Everything talks to each other, everything's in communication with one another. So a lot of people I find I work with have regularly stiff backs, in rather sedentary jobs, sitting down, driving all day. So that means the hip flexors are in that shortened position quite a lot of the time throughout the day. So we're going to go against that, and we're going to do some counter work to help mobilize, stretch them and strengthen them. And alongside that as well, because of where the hip flexors attach onto, and how they communicate with the back and how they communicate with the deep core, we're going to bring it all together in a great 30-minute session to really activate through the deep core and through the hip flexors. But first, as always, as long as you're feeling fit and well, we're going to carry on. We're going to move into our session. But as always, we're going to start with the deep breathing of the core. A lot of people do the chest breathing, where we breathe into the chest, lift the shoulders, exhale, bring it down, and at the same time sucking in through the abdominals as you inhale, and then exhale, staying there. We want to reverse that. So if this is your first time doing Pilates with me, or whether it's your 100th time doing Pilates with me, I want you to just think about that communication into your deep abdominals. Bring your hands to your abdominals, bring your shoulders down and lift your chin so you're looking above your horizon. We stand with our feet underneath our hips, knees and hips and ankles all in a line. So we're not standing wide and we're not standing like a tree. Bring your hands to your abdomen, so take a deep breath in. Fill your hands and exhale. Feel your hands compress into the abdominals. Again, deep breath in. Feel that in your abdomen area and exhale. So again, a few more times. Breathing into the abdomen instead of bringing the shoulders up. Inhale and exhale. One more time. And exhale. Now we're going to bend the knees slightly. Kneecaps look at those middle three toes. Hands wrap around your pelvis, so onto your pelvic bones. Wrap your thumbs around and rock your pelvis forward and back. Now let's entwine that with our breathing. As we exhale, we shorten the abdominals, so we do that pelvic tuck forward. As we inhale, we open the abdominals, stretching through, allowing the abdomen to fill, allowing the diaphragm to descend, allowing the lungs to fill, as opposed to lifting up through the shoulders to create that space, and using the smaller muscle groups in the neck to help with the breathing. The only time we really need to do the shoulder breathing is when we are physically exerting ourselves in a cardio region of exercise. So we exhale, inhale. If you find you've got limited range, bend your knees a little bit more. And we want those big toes in contact with the floor. So we exhale, inhale. So we get that deep core in contact, and then the rest of it all works very well together. So bring your hands to the bottom of the rib cage. We're going to circle through the hips one way and then the other way. All the while your toes are in contact with the floor. We are pinned to the floor. We are grounded. We don't lift the toes. We want that medial stimulation, as in the inner thigh leading up to the pelvic floor, which again, in direct communication with the deep core. Are there any restrictions? Do you feel anything in your ankles, your knees, your hips? Wonderful. Lengthen through the legs. Bring the pelvis into neutral, so all 3 points look forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open out again. Inhale. Fill the abdomen. Exhale. Now as you inhale, you're filling your abdomen without pushing the bum back. Exhale to open. As we inhale, we lift up, look above our horizon. Exhale, pull the shoulder blades together. Now as we exhale, we've still got the abdominal communication. Think of a 360-degree corset approach. As we exhale, it all condenses into the abdomen. So getting the arms moving. One more. All right, let's get into the hips. Tap, circle, and then bring it in. So we're just starting to warm through the legs now. Started to go through the arms, now let's start going through the legs. If you find this a little bit tricky, tap 12, 3, 6 on the clock and then back to the centre. 12, 9, 6, centre. So you can tap instead. But what we do want to have, we want to go all the way around. We're not stopping here, all the way around, then bring it in. Circle. Alright, do one each side. Now lateral flexion. Reach up over the head and into rotation, once either side. Same again, back to the legs. Tap, circle. Lifting up through the chest the whole time. 2 lateral flexions, 2 rotations. So we want those big arm lines. Lifting up through the chest, contracting through the glutes in order to achieve that semicircle with the legs. That circumduction at the hip. Tap, engage the glute instead of tipping forward. 2 lateral flexions. Now we're going to add on a little bit. Going to add in a knee raise. Semicircle, lift, lower, other side. So we're starting to delve into a bit more hip flex work. So the hip flexors go into extension here, so they're lengthened. Now we expect them to shorten to contract to bring the knee up. Over we go. And then round we go. Alright, let's delve a little bit more into the legs. Semicircle, lift, lower, we squat. Same again the other side. Semicircle, lift, down, squat. Reach the arms up, circle down, drop the head around the shoulders. Let's roll down. Unravel your spine, vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. Your head is a waist, arms are dangling. Tip a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet, tip forward. And then in your own time, roll back up. If you need to bend your knees more significantly, that's fine. Squeeze your glutes, pelvis to neutral, lift, open the chest, back to our neutral stance. Semicircle, lift, lower, other side. Lateral flexion, and then 2 rotations. So let's let's delve into the new routine, shall we, instead of the arms. Squat. Forgetting myself there. We've had a change. Reach up. Circle down, drop the head around the shoulders, let's roll down. You can feel that in the backs of the legs, hamstrings. So the psoas major and the psoas minor attach from the vertebra and then run through to the front of the body to the inside of the femur. So we need that mobility through the spine. So semicircle, lift, lower, squat. Big toes in particular in contact with the ground. Lift, lower, squat. Reach up, circle down, drop the head around the shoulders, roll down. Now this time we're not hanging low for long, we're coming back up. Circle up. Re-establish that connection in the back, so the chest is proud, chin is above, looking above our gaze. So we're lifting up, we're not sinking down. We stand proud. A proud Pilates stance. Roll down, then roll up. One more time through, and then we'll have a little change. So our semicircle, knee lift, and squat. Same again the other side, semicircle, knee lift and squat. Circle the arms up after this squat. We roll down, all the way down. So make sure we're at the back of the mat. And we're going to walk forward into down dog. Do a few pedal pushes here. Ease off the back of the legs. So you're pressing the heels of the hands into the ground. Think of your palms as like suction cups to the floor. Big exhale, drag down. Feel that in the backs of the legs. Fantastic. Onto all fours. Arch out through the back and sit back into child's pose. Big stretch here. Alright, up into 4-point kneeling. Shoulders back. So we want to work on that mobility and strength of the hip flexors. So we're going to tuck the toes of one leg, take the leg, circle around one way, circle around the other way, then swap sides. Circle one way, circle the other way, change again. So we want to draw as big a circle as we can with the knee. And that means turning the leg out, but we're trying not to rotate too much, if at all, through our spine. Now as we exhale, we get that connection in the deep abdominals. So we tuck the toes. As we exhale, think pubis to coccyx and that corset effect in your midsection. Stabilise the abdominals as we're doing these hip circles. Alright, let's add in. So circle one way, circle the other way, then opposite arm to leg extends. We bring it down, same again the other side, circle one way, circle the other way, opposite arm to leg, bring it down. Now when we do the opposite arm to leg, we want to be hips looking at the floor as opposed to turning out. The hips look at the floor and the back doesn't arch. We keep it in neutral. Circle one way then the other. Good stuff. Alright, one more and then we're going to have another add-on. So into our hip flexor work. So circle one way, then the other, opposite arm to leg. Then bring the hand down, bring the leg through into hip flexor stretch. From here, bring the leg back around and then back down onto all fours. So opposite arm, so circle the other leg, circle the other way, opposite arm to leg. Bring the hand down, bring the foot through and come up into a hip flexor stretch. We then balance on that supporting leg, bring the leg back through, back down we go. Circle again, so circle one way, then the other, opposite arm to leg, hand comes down, foot comes through, hip flexor stretch. Hands come down, take it back. Same again the other side. So getting very mobilised through the hips now. Balance. Circle the leg back around. Alright, we're going to add in now as well. So circle one way, circle the other. Opposite arm to leg. Hand comes down, foot comes through. We lift up. We load up that back leg, the leg comes through, circle the arm and into a lean back. Very much hitting up those hip flexors. Come back down, other leg. So I'm working with the left, opposite arm to leg. Hand comes down, left foot comes through, up into your hip flexor stretch. So stretching through the right hip flexor. Balance through that right side, bring the left leg back, circle the arms behind you, exhale. Lean back, continue the exhale to come back. Right leg, circle one way, circle the other, opposite arm to leg. Hand down, leg comes through. Grab it and bring it through if you need to, because it needs to be where your hand is. We come up into our hip flexor stretch. We bring the leg back through, circle the arms to establish that connection in the upper back. Exhale. Lean back. Again, roll down. Right, left side now. Circle the leg. One way, then the other. Opposite arm to leg. Hand comes down, foot comes through. Hip flexor stretch. Lean back. Load that leg. Circle the arms and a lean back. One more time, each side. So circle one way. circle the other, opposite arm to leg. Hand comes down, bring the leg through. Reload, bring the leg back, circle the arm, lean back. One more time on the other side. So left leg, circle, circle, opposite arm to leg. Hand comes down, foot comes through, hip flexor stretch. Load up that back leg, front leg joins the back, circle the arms, and lean back. We come down and sit back into child's pose. Wonderful. Alright, so you're going to lie down on your left side. Get a bit more hip work, but working again into that deep core. Relax your head down onto that left arm and extend your legs. So we want the knees, the ankles and the hips all stacked. So we're not in a bit of a fuddled position. We are lengthened. Right hand on the floor by the sternum, elbow in. Now you're going to be pressing into the floor and condensing again the abdominals. So as we exhale, we do 2 abductions and then a single leg kick forward, keeping the bottom leg where it is. Same again, 2 abductions, single leg kick forward. We're going to do 12 repetitions on this side and then 12 on the other. And I want you to think about how it feels. So just be mindful your shoulder isn't creeping up to your ear. As you exhale, press the heel of the hand down as you kick the leg forward. Now if you're starting to lose a bit of height, starting to fatigue a little bit, don't worry. That's the idea. We need to fatigue the muscles. Now that single leg kick forward, I'm not fussed about how far forward you kick. If you get to here and your hamstrings are saying no more, that's fine. We're still working deep into the abdominals. We're still getting the stabilization through the hips. Big exhales as we go. Shoulder away from the ear. Right, we've got 3 more here if you are with me. If you find that 10 is probably enough, you stick with that. 2 more to go. Take your time, we're not rushing. That was our last one. Now bring the knees up, give your hip a little rub, a little pat, ease it off. So the area that you feel a little bit, maybe tingly, maybe burning, tight, whatever sensations you're feeling, just give it a little rub and then go into the glutes as well a little bit. So that's a lot where we've been working. And then come into open closed door. So you can leave your left arm where it is, you can cradle your head, or arm comes forward as we open and close the door. Open up your heart to the ceiling. Dropping out through the hip. You can draw circles if you wish, if that's better for you. You can draw figures of 8, but just so long as your head and neck is supported. Open and close. If you want to, if you find it helps, extend that top right leg forward, as I have done. Ease into it. Couple more. Wonderful. So keeping the knees bent, bring that right leg up, take hold of the ankle and bring the right foot in front of that left thigh. Push it away and then pull the hip back. Option 2, you come up onto your elbow to feel that stretch. Option 3, you come all the way up to seated, wrap your left arm around that right leg and look over to your right. Dropping down through the sit bone towards the floor as you rotate and feel that stretch in your glutes. And we don't want to strain when we come into poses like this. We don't want to strain. We want to enjoy the stretch. We want to ease into the stretch. That's the point. We've been contracting through these muscles and we need to ease them and stretch them and relax them now because they've been excited, so we need to relax them. And that's why we stretch and mobilise. Reach the centre, soles of the feet together, open up the hips. How does that feel? Good stuff. Bring the right hand to the floor, extend the legs over to the left and lie down on your left side. So we're going to do exactly the same as what we just did. So extend both legs, ankles, knees, hips all stacked. So we're not staggered, we're not pulling the hip up towards the rib, we're actually trying to keep it level and keep it away. Left hand on the floor by the heart, relax the shoulder down, elbows in. So as we exhale, we press the elbow in. So here we go. 2 abductions, forward kick. So particularly during that forward kick, that's when you're going to press the hand into the floor, enforce that exertion, that exhale, so that the foot stays hip level, the leg stays hip level, and we're not bringing it down and sliding on the floor. That bottom leg, imagine there's a wall behind you and you're pressing the bottom leg, the back of the bottom leg into the wall. So the abdominals should really be kicking in now. How are we doing? How's this feeling on this side compared to the other side? Are we starting to burn now? Maybe we're not achieving as great a height as we did when we first started, which is fine. It happens when we get fatigued. We have 3 more here. Ooh. Last 2. Definitely feeling this now. Big kick forward. All right, one more time. And then we bring the legs forward. Give the hip a little rub, a little pat. Ease it off. And then you can either leave the arm where it is, cradle, or bring the arm forward as we come into open, close door. Well done on getting that 12 done. We now either go horizontal, you can draw circles, draw figures of 8 of course. Ever feels good for you. But this is encouraging shoulder mobility, easing off through the waist. Extend that top leg forward as well if you like. Alright, just a couple more. One more and then we close the door. Bend the knees, left leg comes up, take hold of the ankle, bring it in front of that right thigh, push that left knee away, option. Come up onto your elbow, drive it away, again you're going to feel it through that glute, through that hip. Or option again, come all the way up, right foot as close to your left bum cheek as you can, right arm wraps around that left leg, and look to your left. breathe, relax the shoulders. And then bring it to the front, soles of the feet together. And we're just going to complete with a couple of teaser holds for 30 seconds each. So for our teasers, our level 1, hands go behind the knees, lean back so the arms are lengthened, keep the arms lengthened as the feet come off the floor. Option 2 is here, 3, arms reach up, option 4, legs extended as well. So, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go for 30 seconds. Now what we don't want to happen is to lift the chest and push the belly out. We are exhaling, condensing into the deep core. So we're not here, we are shoulders down, condensing that 360 corset approach. Halfway through, 360 corset approach in the abdominals. You probably get a bit of juggling now. We're not bringing the knees up, we're keeping the legs further away. We've got 3, 2, 1, soles of the feet together, open up the hips, ease it off, a couple of deep breaths. Wonderful, so we're going to do that one more time to complete our session. Same again, so hands go behind, we are going in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Big exhales, we're not pushing into the pelvic floor, we are lifting and pulling everything in towards the belly button, that 360 corset approach. Halfway through, keep holding, keep going, you can do this. If you want to up the level a little bit, you can. Let that judder, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soles of the feet together, open up your hips. Allow your head to bow, allow your shoulders to drop. Take a deep breath in and slowly out. Now we're just going to take a moment to sit, to reflect, to allow the hips to open, to allow our minds to quieten a little bit, allow our bodies to soften. Take a deep breath in, pull your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, drop the shoulders, allow your head to become a dead weight. Feel that stretch through the back of the neck, and just have a think about where in particular you feel that tightness. And once you find that tightness, we hone in with our breath. As we inhale, we take hold of it. And as we exhale, we instruct it to let go a little bit more. Breathing deeply in and slowly out. Continuing on with a slow deep breath. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, roll up through your spine to seated, partially crossed legs. Come into lateral flexion. Mobilizing through the spine again, into rotations. We then bring the hands forwards, onto all fours. We rotate through the spine clockwise and anti-clockwise. One more each way. Before we arch through the back, tuck the toes, come up into down dog and do 6 pedal pushes. And then full down dog, dropping the head and shoulders away from each other. Driving the heart towards the shins, pulling the shoulder blades together. We then walk the hands in towards the feet underneath the hips, bending the knees as much as you need. And drop your chest down. We load up the front and the back of the foot.
big toes and the rest of the toes in contact with the ground. Keep them in contact with the ground. Direct your kneecaps to your middle 3 toes and roll up through your spine, bending the knees as much as you need. When we come about halfway up, lengthen the legs, squeeze the glutes, pelvis to neutral, up to the ceiling, big stretch. And then exhale, throw the arms. We step in, take a breath in, lift up, exhale down, inhale up. Again, exhale down, inhale up. One more time down, hold up at the top. Open your heart, palms to ceiling, and give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining me for that session. I hope you feel more mobile, freer. I hope you feel more in communication with your body, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Take care, and I'll see you next time.